walk through using the Google Cloud Console and the gCloud command line tool. Next, we will dive into the infrastructure as code with the Terraform, and then we will demonstrate how you can use Terraform to provision GKE cluster using code. Next, we will dive into the infrastructure as code, where we will demonstrate how you can use Terraform to provision GKE clusters using code. This approach brings in consistency and repeatability to your deployments. We will see how you can set up a workflow that creates a GKE clusters automatically whenever certain conditions are met. And finally, we will wrap things up by discussing how you can deploy and manage applications on the GKE cluster. Without further ado, let's jump right into the first method of creating a GKE cluster using the GKE Cloud Console. So now I'm going to jump into the GitHub repo, and then from there, I'll walk you through the different methods. This is the GitHub repo, GKE demo. In this, I have all the 4 methods and instructions. We have directories for each method. And we have links for all the prerequisites. Now we will go to GCP console. Okay, so in this, you need to have a Google Cloud Platform account, basic Kubernetes knowledge, and the access to GCP console. Okay, now I'm getting into the GCP console here. Different services. You select the Kubernetes Engine clusters. So this is the easiest way to create the GKE cluster. So I'm going through that. Create. This is the Autopilot, which I'll explain what is Autopilot in a later stage. So you have a name. I'm going with the default one, and then a region. So you have different regions. I'll go with the US Central one, and you can go with the network and different options. These are advanced. So if you're a beginner, just use the default and create. Yeah, the cluster creation is started. It's going to take about 10 minutes. I'm going to pause the video and then come back. I'm back. The cluster creation is done. Let's see that cluster is the status is green. Go here, actions. So this connect. There's a link to connect to the CLI. I'm copying this and I go to terminal. Paste it here. Run this command. Okay, so then this kube config is updated. So let me see, get nodes, kubectl get nodes. Yes, so it's not ready, but it's going to be ready, I guess, in a minute or two. Meanwhile, let me deploy an application. It will create deployment. It's a pending state. It's because the node is not in the ready state yet. So this Autopilot will create a node and then apply this application. So it's going to take a minute or two. I run this, put the command into the watch mode. Okay, so now Nginx pod is in the running state. With this, we demonstrated that creating the GKE cluster from the console, and I am deploying an application for it. So before going to the second method, I'm going to delete this actually so that I don't waste the resources. Deleting it. This may take again a few more minutes, so I'm going to pause it here, and then from there we'll go to the second method. Okay, the cluster has been deleted, so now we are going to the second method. For that, let me go to the repo again. So the second method we are going to touch is a GKE creation with the xCloud utility. CLI, and here are the instructions. The commands which you need to run are, first you need to your authentication need to be done to your cloud account, and we run this. Here this xCloud auth login. So this is giving me a link to open in the browser. Here, say hello. Go back to your, yes. So you're logged in. Your current project is this. Project is set. Then go to the next step. That project is also set. So if you are using a different project, maybe you can change it. I'm fine with whatever the project current default project is. So now next is the create cluster. For the create cluster, here are the commands. Copy here. Here this. Created in US plus 2. Demo. Giving a name. And then number of nodes in each region. So I'm going with the number of nodes as 1. This is the minimum, as a cluster will be created across 3 regions, which is a zone. Creating cluster. So this is going to take again another 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to pause the video and then resume it once the cluster creation is done. Yeah, see that now status is green. I think cluster has been created successfully. So again, we'll do the same connect, and there is a link to access from the command line access. Go to terminal, run this. Config is configured, and then kubectl get nodes. Yeah, 3 nodes been created, and then again we deploy a sample application, which is Nginx. Say that deploys nodes. Container is creating. It may take a minute or two. Yeah, it's already running. Few seconds. So with this, we are able to create the GKE cluster from the CLI, which is this is the command. Okay, and I'm going to delete this, and then we'll go to third method. Yeah, cluster has been deleted. Now let's go to the third method. Third method is third method is the using Terraform. Okay, this is the recommended method, and then for this you need to have a again prerequisite account, Terraform, and your local machine. Some concepts with the Kubernetes and Terraform. For this demo, I already have a Terraform files here. This is the main Terraform file. This has the modules, GCP auth, GCP network, GKE, and then provider Kubernetes. And then for persistency, I have the backend configured. This is my backend configuration. So you can have the same Terraform files and modify accordingly. And now I'm going to clone this repo and run the Terraform from the console. Okay, let me clear this. Get in directory. Okay. Now I'm cloning the repo for the Terraform files. A demo. So in this IAC Terraform file, I already have the Terraform. If you guys do not have, please follow the README file to install it. Okay. So let me clear it. Yeah, for this, what you need to do is first is the Terraform init, initialize the Terraform. It downloads the required modules. Okay, the initialization done. Next is a Terraform plan. It's going to show you what it's going to do. So it's going to add 12 zero changes, zero destroy. So I know this configuration, so I'm fine with this. I'm going to apply this. And then auto approve. So now we go to started building the cluster. It is creating all the required resources, which are IAM, network, subnets, and so on. Now the module GKE is creating it. Let's see. Yeah, the cluster started to create. So this going to take a few minutes. Again, I'm pausing, and then I will resume it once this cluster creation is done. Yeah, it's a green status. Cluster is created. And then let's connect to that cluster. For that, go here, copy the link, go to the command prompt, and yeah, before we run this one, you see that 12 resources, 12 added, completed. This is the cluster name. Okay, running this CLI command to configure to the kubeconfig. Okay, kubeconfig is updated. Now access the cluster. Oops, it will get nodes. Yeah, 3 nodes. Now you see it here. And now we will deploy again the Nginx application. Let's say that. Yep. So application deployed. Yeah. So this is the Terraform. So then when you want to automate your infrastructure, so Terraform is the one of the best option, which can be reproduce it, share with your team and so on. All these Terraform configurations files are in the Git repo. You can leverage this. So for now, I'm destroying the cluster with the same Terraform. So this may take another 10 minutes or so. That is destroying all the 12 resources which we added before. And I'll resume it once this is done. So then we will go to the final method. Okay, so the destroy is completed. All the 12 resources destroyed. And now we are clean, I would say. So let's go back here and see, refresh it here. Nothing there. Okay. Now we'll go to the fourth method. That's the final, which is enhancing automation further. That is the most recommended. So where we are bringing in CI/CD in building the GKE clusters. So for that CI/CD, so we are using the GitHub Actions. So go to this folder here. Same process. You need to have a Google Cloud authentication. I'll go through that, and then you need to have a GitHub workflows directory. In that, you will have your workflow YAML file created. Okay. So for this, I'm going to first, so the prerequisites, authentication and secrets. So for that, you need to go to settings here. It's in variables. Actions. The new repository secret. Google project ID. To here. It. And then which region? I'm going to use US West. I think US West 1. Secret. Cluster name. The name is a demo cluster 1. Then we have one more. This is the most important. Google credentials. I'm going to pause it here because I don't want to share my credentials, and then resume it after the credentials are copied. I have all the secrets needed to run my workflow. And then now we'll go to the Git repo. So here, see the instructions. Okay. So you need to have a directory created to execute the GitHub Actions. Like that. Hearing it. Creating a directory called GitHub. GitHub workflows. Create it like tree. Pause. I already created a file. Create. File. Okay. This is the workflow configuration file. I already have the configuration file written, so let me copy over to here. Okay. This is the file. Let me go over. The name of the workflow, Terraform GKE workflow. So and conditions I'm having here are push this when there is a execute this when there is a push to the main branch, and mainly when there are changes to the Terraform directory. I think I need to change this one file directory to ISC directory, ISC Terraform. Terraform directory habits. Okay, so one is executed when there is a push to main branch, another is a pull request to the main branch, and updates when there are updates to ISC Terraform. Here. So for this, jobs are when the above conditions are met, you run this below jobs. Those are PK runner. So that's for this testing. So I'm using the Ubuntu latest as the runner, GitHub runner. And that runner, the Terraform will, Git will take care of bringing in the Ubuntu latest OS runner, and then it does all these following jobs. So here I need to make change the directory here, and then so environment variables, so which I have shown you, right? You need to go to the GitHub repo and then create the secrets. So those are the secrets. I'm using it here. Google credentials, project ID, region, and secrets. Okay, all those 4 secrets. And the next is the steps. In the steps, first one, you're checking out this code to that on that runner Ubuntu OS. Then set up the Terraform, and then set up Google Cloud. For that, you need to install the xCloud and so on, and then authenticate to your Google Cloud, and then initialize the Terraform and apply it. So these are the things which we have done manually. Now we are making all this into a workflow, so that way we are following the GitOps process or CI/CD in building the GKE cluster. So I made the changes. I'm saving it here. So now tabs. Yeah, I also want to make a small change. Okay, first is git add. Okay, whatever you want to have, and then push. Now let me go and see the Git repo here. Okay, that's done. I go to actions. No action, no workflow as trigger, because the condition which we put was any push happens to the main repo with when there is a change to IAC Terraform. So let's make some changes to the IAC Terraform folder and then push it. See Terraform. So here, what should we do? Yeah, change the variables. Okay, so cluster name, I want to make it to, let's say that you are building a new cluster. Demo cluster. Whatever. Okay, so you made some change to the variable. And I'm keeping the rest of the things as it is because I know this Terraform works when I execute it manually. Then again, do the same commit. Data name in. Then git push. So this means we are making it a change to the IAC Terraform, and then now we know that it should trigger the workflow, and see it here. Okay, the workflow has started. So let's click it here. Okay, so now the Terraform which we ran it manually from your laptop is now done through a workflow. So that way, no local configurations, it is all in the Git repo. So this is the best approach. Most companies, they follow this method, and this way the collaboration across your team is going to be smooth, and then traceability, when it is executed, what is executed, all will be in this in the Git. So then anyone can view it. Okay, so different setup, right? Just set up a job, check code first step, set up Terraform second step, this is third step, authentication cloud fourth step, and then step 5, 6, 7. These are the seven steps. So now we are into the seventh, last one. We are applying the Terraform, so applying the GKE creation. Let's come here and refresh this one. Not ready yet. Okay. So now cluster creation is started. Yeah, this is the last method. It's going to take about 10 minutes or so. I'm going to pause it here, and then we will come back and then do the same as connecting the cloud, connect the GKE cluster and deploy the application. Yeah, it is in the green status, ready status. Let's again connect to this cluster, follow the same steps, go to the console, and this command. I'll deploy the application in Nginx. Okay. Key takeaways. Let's quickly recap what we have covered today. We explored different methods for creating GKE clusters, from the user-friendly Google Cloud Console to the command line, the xCloud tool. We delved into the world of infrastructure as code with Terraform, witnessing how code can automate and streamline the provisioning of GKE clusters. We witnessed the magic of GitHub Actions, enabling us to automate the entire process with just a few lines of workflow code. And also we discussed the importance of automating infrastructure, saving time and ensuring consistency in your deployments. Next steps, as you go forward, and encourage you to experiment with these methods and tailor them to your specific needs. Whether you are deploying a small project or orchestrating complex applications, have these skills in your toolkit can make you a world of difference. Thank you for joining me today on this GKE adventure. If you found this tutorial helpful, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave them in the comment sections below. I'm always here to help. For the next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep innovating. This is Pavan from the kubectl sign off.